welcome to Tuesday's edition of Virtually AWA. We are back once again for a bit of TV action on British Wrestling Weekly. And it is the second show since our pay-per-view, The Great British Bash. And we will get into the show now. Thank you for all joining us once again. We kick off the show with Nick Flag and Dickie Bowen in the backstage. After last week's attack that Nick Flag came to the aid of Dickie Bowen, they've now agreed to form an alliance to keep each other safe over the next few months or so. They just know that people are gunning for both of them, and it's best if they stick together and help each other through this time. This segment gets a 25 to kick off the show. We still can't turn Nick Flag. I don't know why it won't let me do that, because it's been a while. I don't think he's turned since I started the game, so it should work. So if anyone has any suggestions why it's not working, let me know in the comments down below before the next time I record, obviously. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know why. But as you say, 25 rating to kick off the show. Solid start. You got the Commonwealth champion Nick Flag teaming up with the former YouTube champion Dickie Bowen. Next up, we have a match with Connie Steele taking on Chardonnay, another UK women's wrestler that's been around for a while now. Connie Steele paying the big bucks, bringing her in for herself so she can beat her, and in a bout that had decent reaction and unfortunately terrible wrestling, Connie Steele defeats Chardonnay in 8 minutes and 30 seconds with pinfall after a Hurricane Rana. 22 rating for this, 23 for Connie Steele, Chardonnay 25. And the match gets the crowd hotter. So good as the show continues on. We are a strong start to this episode. Next up, we have Killer Kelly making her first appearance after winning the AWA Women's Championship at the pay-per-view. She is out celebrating with the fans, high-fiving everyone, going through the fans as they chant her name, Killer Kelly. And then she holds the belt up in the ring. Everyone is cheering. And she shows off just how happy she is winning this belt for the first time. This gets a rating of 32. Good solid performance from her in front of the crowd. The angle got the crowd even hotter, so this show is rolling on. The crowd are steaming now with the amount of heat in this arena here in the Wolverley Sports and Social Club. Next up, we pan to the back where Lacey James is seen talking to someone. She's just muttering, "It should have been me. It should have been me." As the camera pans around, there's no one else in the locker room. Lacey James is talking to herself. She might be going a bit mad after losing her title. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Looks like Lacey James is in a bad way after losing the title that she held for a long time. This gets a segment rating of 20. Before we roll in, I think it's the main event. No, it's not. Before the main event, here he comes Foxcatcher! What? Foxcatcher making his way to the ring, accompanied by his members of the Fox's Freak Show. They're holding him up, lifting him around as he's holding the British title above his head. Cape on as well. He's just living the gimmick. He's just enjoying this elaborate entrance. His first appearance after winning the P.T. Crockett Tag Team Cup with Dickie Bowen. And this is his first British title defence in a very long time since he won it off Lewis Blain. Lewis Blain is finally getting a rematch after all this time. P.T. Crockett's agreed to give him the match, and this segment gets a 24 rating as Foxcatcher makes his way to the ring. He's lifted into the ring, he climbs the turnbuckle, holds the belt above his head as he waits for Lewis Blain to make his entrance. And then we have the main event. Foxcatcher taking on Lewis Blain, the rematch for the British Championship. And in a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd but terrible wrestling, Foxcatcher defeats Lewis Blain in 10 minutes and 22 seconds with a frog splash. Foxcatcher makes defence number 1 of his AWA British Championship, slaying Lewis Blain once again. 27 rating from Foxcatcher, 17 from Lewis Blain. And the segment overall gets a 22, so solid overall. And Foxcatcher has defended his title in front of the crowd. So that ends the show. All in yellow, so solid numbers all across the show, including that very good performance from Killer Kelly in front of the crowd. The show gets a 25 rating overall, and we increase our popularity once again in 14 regions. This is becoming a trend. We're doing good shows, and the fans are appreciating what we're getting involved in. So that's all for this week's show. Please like the episode if you want to see more. Subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. I think I'm going to transition into doing Monday to Friday, so you're still going to get 5 episodes a week, but it gives me the weekend to come up with ideas for the show because it's becoming a bit difficult for me to book storylines on a 4x4 basis. But hopefully you're enjoying the shows that I am putting out, so please continue to enjoy the series, and I'll see you all next time.